Dr. Ivan Misner started with a vision on the way the world sees relationships. And today we have two visionaries who planted or who raised the flag of BNI in UAE. And we'll be getting more information and their insights on the journey of BNI for the last 20 years. This is Bijay and Anna, the ones who launched BNI in UAE.
Pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Our pleasure.
I think we're very blessed to have had the opportunity to bring BNI in this part of the world. It was purely by accident, and it started as a side hustle. I did not know the scope of the organization being so global. It's only a couple of years later, so this is all the way back in 2001 we're talking about. A couple of years later, both Anuradha and I found ourselves in Dubai looking at opportunities. Anna is a pharmacist by profession, so she was just following me to see what opportunities there were over here in Dubai for us. And that's when the idea of BNI struck, that this might be a good place to begin with. When we researched, we couldn't find any BNI group or chapter. So when we inquired, we were told that, yes, by all means, you can help in starting a chapter, but it's a franchise system. So you may want to consider taking up the franchise. The Givers Gain philosophy was really what attracted us to be part of this. In my previous job, it was helping people with their financial future. Whereas in BNI, not only do we help members and everybody who is part of the organization for their business, but it becomes an extended family, and members get so much more other than just business. It becomes a support system, an extended family, and that's what really attracted us to be part of this.
There are very few organizations, or I haven't come across any other, I can proudly say so far, in a place like Dubai where we're all new to the place, haven't got any extended people or family around. This really becomes a support structure. And we somehow, and that's a great thing, that we only get really good positive attitude members into the chapters, which is something that you won't find anywhere else. So that combination of givers gain and positive attitude, it becomes something you really have to experience.
We had a need, and our need was really to have a small network to support what we were doing. And that's how it started. But having started it, as we started interacting and meeting more members, we could see that this actually can be a movement, it can help more and more people. So, if anything, the first sort of inkling of a vision that we set was probably 10 years later. This was all the way in 2015, just after Dr. Ivan Miner and his wife Elizabeth had visited us over in Dubai, and he could see the potential over here. And at that point, we were less than 500 members. But I think that's when we saw that, right, this can easily support at least 1,000 members. And once we got closer to that milestone, the next milestone became 2,000. And right now, if you ask me, with 1,600 members and 2,000 in the site, 3,000 would be the next level. These are just natural numbers. But more than, the size of the community, I think it's the impact. And what we've found is, as the community grows, the impact it has in terms of business, referrals, that's multiplying. That's multiplying.
There wasn't a vision that we were going to do something and create something, but along the way that came through. And I think we realized that we are actually sitting on something much bigger, not from a numbers point of view, but the impact we can have as just two of us to the community that's here. And the bigger realization is, with every business that joins BNI, they have their sales teams or their team members that they support, and they have families. So it's like a ripple effect. You throw one stone and that ripple effect in the pond goes far and wide, more than we would have ever been able to reach ourselves. So that's the effort, and I think that's the vision that came through. And then numbers is just something that you kind of go on with, but it's that impact that we can create in the community.
The number of members that we have and the number of chapters that we have compared to the global scale, we are less than 1%. We're probably, 0.27% of the world. That's the number of members and chapters. But the impact we have in terms of referrals and business is significant. It's at least 3 times more.
Dubai members make an impact. Doesn't matter about the numbers, doesn't matter about the number of people that are there. It's just they're great and they really tend to show out. Early Birds is really close to our heart, and I'll explain why. We launched BNI Falcon on the 14th of September, and straight away, 4 weeks later, we launched Early Birds. We started the core group for Early Birds. We had no experience of what that was going to be like, but the fact that we had a pool of people who came to Falcon, saw what they liked, and we were able to kick off Early Birds so quickly was an experience that we really, really look back at and cherish, because no other chapter has done it so quickly. The members that we had in BNI Early Birds are some of the best members we've had. The first leadership team was the perfect, ideal leadership team you could ever have asked for anywhere. Perfect sort of charisma for the president, accountability for the vice president. I could say accountability, but glamour with for the secretary treasurer. But it is special to our heart because so many of those members stayed with us for so long and had such a long impact on BNI UAE as a region or as a country. So that is very, very special to us. I say this with any other core group. When you start off and you put the sweat, blood, and tears into it, irrespective of what their numbers are, they remain close to you. And Early Birds is one of the first 4 chapters that we launched ourselves in the UAE.
Yeah, Early Bird is very, very special. It was, like Anna said, the fastest chapter we've launched with the right people. I think the foundation which was laid for Early Bird right from day one was the kind of foundation any chapter in any part of the world would dream of. We absolutely, I think, were at the right place at the right time, the right people. And ever since then, Early Bird has, thrived. Yes, members come and go. If you look at the members today in Early Bird, they're not the same as what we started with 20 years ago, but the culture, culture is everything. Not just about the organization, but each chapter will have its own character and culture. And I think one thing that we can say, no matter what, the culture and the character of BNI Early Birds has been consistent. And that's what makes it very, very special. And it absolutely still would be one of the showcase chapters that you'd be proud to invite anybody to, and they would see value and have a great experience with. It's a great initiative, and I see those podcasts. I've seen some of the members, and I've seen how they've spread. The virality of these podcasts. I think I'm making a great impact. One of our core traditions in BNI is testimonials. And what we've been able to do through this podcast series that you have, Stories from the Nest, is able to share the member story and their testimonials on that. And there's, I think, immense value when somebody listens to that, because you actually get to kind of experience the story behind the why somebody do what they do, why, what do they love about what they do, and how did they get started. These are the stories, about the business. And I think it goes a long way when somebody then chooses to want to do business with those members, and the way the members reach out and connect with potential clients and collaborate with each other to make the system work. So I think it's fantastic. Congratulations.
Now we have all of this Gen X, and they look at podcasts, and it's a different touch point. What may relate, or I can relate to, may not relate to a young person. But getting the word out there in multiple ways could be the best thing. And I'm really, really happy that you're doing it. You're showcasing this, and I wish you all the best. Everything that we do, it's because of the members and the fact that we want to have them in our lives, and we want to be part of their lives and impact them in much more ways than we currently do. So I don't know any other way, whether BNI is a word, a 3-letter word, but even if it's not BNI, you would carry on doing what we do. with our members, because that's the only way we know how to do things. It's just, there isn't any other way. It's much, much more than um, just being business. And I think the nicest part is we have found this space. You know how they say that if you could do something that you love all the time, what would that be? And that's, I think, where we are, is we are in the best place possible, that this isn't work anymore. It's our way of life. It's what we do 9 to 9, 24 hours a day.
But it's what the Japanese would call it our ikigai. So you found our ikigai where, you know, we love what we do. There's a need out there in the world. And at the same time, of course, we make a living out of that.
Yeah, that's the best thing we could have done.
Thank you, Bijay and Anna, for carrying the vision forward and building the foundation where we stand today in BNI. Early Birds being one of the closest chapters to them, we are really proud and happy that we are associated with our founders.
Really value your leadership. And it's because we're blessed to have leaders like Sijo and so many others who make this organization what it is. Thank you once again.
Thank you.